Are you fans of wrestling? WWE wrestling?
Do you know, growing up, that is all me and my brother and we watched, I knew every wrestler back in the day, like The Undertaker, Hulk Hogan, Bret the Hitman Hart, you know. I don't know the new guys, but I knew all the old, I was obsessed with wrestling.
So your family, it was your family?
Yes.
So there's actually a movie out there right now about a lady named Paige Superstar Paige.
I know who she is, I've heard of her.
Yeah,
Okay.
And it's a movie, it doesn't open tomorrow, it opens next Friday, but I thought you might want to get ready for this. It's called Fighting with My Family.
I'm watching that. Give me the remote. No, give it off.
Zach, what the bloody hell do you think you're doing? You really want to choke her out in a lot of fingers?
Yeah.
Now pull it tight. Oh, yeah, now she's in trouble.
Oh, wait, I know you. You're from that weird family, aren't you?
We're not weird.
We don't like wrestling.
How do you know if you've never been?
I've never had rectal bleeding before, but I'm pretty sure I'm not a fan of that.
How about I shove her head up your ass and we can find out?
So what do you think of that, huh? This thing is,
Man.
this happened in England.
Okay.
And this family dreamed of making it to the WWE the big time. And they were in the small time in Great Britain. And young Faith makes her way thanks to The Rock. She actually runs into The Rock. They did a documentary on this lady, and that's how this became a movie. And she's played by, looks a lot like this girl. This is Florence Pugh, looks a lot like her. So when I got a chance to talk to them in New York City last weekend, I asked Florence Pugh what it was like and how did you get it together, and did you think you could even play this character?
Part of the reason why I did fall in love with this project was the fact that Stephen sat me down and he said, you will be doing your own wrestling, and we want to get as much of you in the ring as possible, so you will be training. And that was so exciting, because you rarely ever get to do that kind of stuff when you're, well, I don't know, I haven't acted because they're so terrified of you breaking anything. So I guess the fact that, yeah, a vase or a fingernail, all that,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
pathetic
Not your
stuff.
neck.
So no, I didn't know that I could do it. It was just more like fingers crossing and hoping that it looked all right. And then we just got in the ring and beat each other up. Yes. Great fun.
Did you recognize somebody else in that little place that you might recognize from some TV show?
Cersei, Queen Cersei.
Yeah, from
Game of Thrones.
From Game of Thrones, right. So, of course, I had to ask her a little bit about that, right?
Yes.
I love this lady. Listen to her accent and check her out.
It's cool for about 2 minutes.
You pierced it for real, didn't you?
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah, and then I've covered it up.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, it's going to be great, and then like day 2, you're
You
like,
just play with it all
Yes,
the
yeah.
time.
Because it forces you to
And
talk
play
on the
with
side
it
of your
all
mouth
the
a little
time,
bit, right?
and then
then you're like-
continuity comes over, and they're like, "It's moved." You're like,
something
"Ah!"
was like-
And how much fun is it for your Game of Thrones fans to see you play this character? Because, I mean, half the world's living with you in this character you've played for so many years.
Hopefully, they will stop saying, I hate you, and that might change things. Who knows?
Sometimes that character did some good things, though. I like when they
She always did good things.
Yeah.
Like when she chopped her hair. Oh, she didn't chop her hair.
Or she blew up the religious dude.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they were deserving of that.
Hey, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
Thank you very much.
Love seeing you.
They look
is-
delightful.
Yeah, she just got tattoos all over her arms.
Does she really?
Yeah, like big sleeves. I mean, it's like, and she talks with a really rough accent compared to when you see her on Game of Thrones all the time. So it's fun to run into these people at different times and see what
She's a
that's
great
like.
actress to be able
Yeah.
to make transitions like that, because she's so right. I think so many people, when they look at her, like, I hate you, because she's so good at playing that character.
Yeah, it's a fun film too. They made it out of a documentary and wrote it. Stephen Merchant is the guy who put this together. He's the guy who created and invented The Office, that was in London,
Oh,
England
okay.
first, and then it came over to the United States. This guy's very talented, and I talked to him along with the real Paige herself.
It's very surreal. It blows my mind every day. At like 26 years old, I have a movie based on mine and my family's life and our journey. And the thing that blew my mind is just sitting next to Florence at Sundance. And she's just like looking at me, like sinking into a chair. She was like, this is so weird. I'm sitting next to the real Paige, but watching me play you on the screen. I was like, yeah, it's very weird. But I love it.
Yeah, and your family's in his hands. So what did that feel like, taking on this project?
Well, it was unnerving, obviously, because her family are all professional wrestlers, and I've got long legs which are easily snapped by a particularly aggressive father if he wasn't happy with the movie. Luckily, they seem to have enjoyed it. That's what they told me, at least, on my face. And I felt a responsibility, you know, because I wanted to tell this story. I found it a very moving, funny, emotional, uplifting story, and I wanted to do it justice. And these people are putting their life in my hands in some regards, you know, and so I did feel a great obligation to them.
He's a genius.
He's a very funny guy.
Yeah, she's something else.
It's exciting for her.
Yeah.
That is exciting for her.
It was a lot of fun. So that opens a week from tomorrow.